Okay, for question 5, it says, in a study, you ask the subjects their zip codes. Is this data qualitative or quantitative? Well, you'll see the definition of quantitative data on page 230, and that says quantitative data are responses that are numerical in nature and with which we can perform meaningful arithmetic calculations. Zip codes are numerical in nature, but they just are associated with a location. We can't do meaningful arithmetic with zip codes and get any type of result that is meaningful. Now, number 6. So therefore, by the way, this is qualitative. So zip codes are qualitative data. For question 6, does this describe an observational study or an experiment? 20 coffee drinkers and 20 tea drinkers are given a concentration test. Okay, the book talks about on page 238 observational studies and experiments. And an observational study is a study based on observations or measurements. An experiment is a study in which the effects of a treatment are measured. So for this particular event, the effects of coffee and tea would have, relative to concentration, would have to be measured. So this is an experiment. Okay, done with that. For the final question, we're dealing with an experiment, and this information can be found on page 240 through 242. And let's review the question. A team of researchers is testing the effectiveness of a new HPV vaccine. They randomly divide the subjects into 2 groups. Group 1 receives the new HPV vaccine, and Group 2 receives the existing HPV vaccine. The patients in the study do not know which group they are in. Which is the treatment group? Well, the treatment group is Group 1, the group that receives the new vaccine. And B, which is the control group? Well, that's the group that received the existing vaccine, which is Group 2. Now for C, is the study blind, double-blind, or neither? And the patients in the study do not know which group they are in, so C, it is blind, because the patients do not know whether they received the new vaccine or the existing vaccine. Finally, is this best described as an experiment, a controlled experiment, or a placebo-controlled experiment? And the answer is it's a controlled experiment because there is a control group. And that takes care of statistics.